After hours.
So it's recording now.
What's with all the airline food?
Ooh. Here, let me go on.
You good? The question
you
was
need help?
always.
Oh.
Sorry about that, audience. We have a cat inside the room. He seems to be playing Box the Builder.
Box the Builder. Huh?
Yes. Now, I've always been wondering, Fenton.
Yeah.
I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
And be completely honest with you.
There's no guarantee I'll answer. But go on ahead.
I see. You're a private man, are you?
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
I can't let you know. I'm a private man.
Yeah.
Or am I?
Ooh,
didn't expect that one.
mysterious man here, audience. Listen, sorry about that. The audience is a bit
tough crowd.
Indeed. Yeah. So I heard some news that you actually went to high school.
Yeah, that's not really news. I went as public record. I went there for 4 years.
This might surprise you actually, but I
really?
also went to high school.
Yeah, I've known you since middle school, so that's not too big of a surprise.
I didn't think you remembered me. You're all big and famous now with this Twitch thing you've been doing.
Oh yeah, considering my community's grown a lot.
Yeah.
I have like 2 people that still come by, so I don't have need for friends or family or
you have
anything like that. Well, yeah. Yeah. Well, I did. I don't need them anymore. So
I've actually been wondering. I've been following your Twitter for a while. I'm followed.
That's cap.
Go
ahead.
Well, I know people who are followed. Yeah.
That's also cap. I just made my Twitter like a week ago.
You're such a joker. But I was just wondering. I'm not seeing much posts there.
I just tweeted like an hour ago. but yeah.
I just think maybe you should connect with your fans more. Maybe reach out to them.
That sounds stupid. Why would I want to do that? Why would I want to do that?
Some people do. Some people, work for some, works with I was just thinking maybe if you connect with your audience, your fan base, you might find more success in your field.
Okay, that's interesting. Can we get a cringe from the audience about naming the mic?
Cringy. Sorry. I thought you were gonna say sex.
All right, thank you so much. Okay.
That would have been perfect. It would have.
That would
That
have.
would have been loud.
Oh,
You guys
absolutely.
got real loud.
Yeah, in person, we would have had to hold you 2 back.
Oh, it would have been.
As the audience knows, Crow here is very passionate about One Piece.
Of course, I'm very passionate about the king. Everyone should be, and everyone is.
Who's the king? Was that Luffy? Is Luffy the king? I think.
Stop! Don't you fucking with me? You fucking with me?
Oh, the pirate king. Never mind. You're right. Hold on. I'm just yanking your
Say
chain.
his name one more time, dog.
Luffy. Isn't it Luffy?
No, it's
Luffy.
Get out my house, dog.
Luffy. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, give me the benefit of the doubt.
Nah, dog. You said Luffy twice.
But you'll be 3 times. But you'll be proud of me. Oh.
All right. But yes, Luffy, the king.
Yeah.
Everyone knows him. Everyone adores him. And I just think Chris didn't give him enough respect on his name. And that's disrespectful to the king. That's disrespectful to his crew. That's disrespectful to me.
Yeah, I mean, you just spoiled the audience, dude. Spoiler warning, man.
What? Dog.
Oh, wait, no. Something else spoiled. Never mind. I thought...
That's like saying, oh, Naruto is never going to be Hokage. Come on, everyone knows Naruto is the Hokage. Ends up being Hokage, dog, regardless if you watch the show.
No, I'm fucking with you.
There's no point in the whole fucking series in that case.
Yeah.
But yeah. I'm actually kind of worried a little bit because how intense we get about subjects.
Yeah.
You feel me? I'm worried that we won't be able to get away from a certain subject because like that One Piece one, everyone was involved at one point, and then it was just me and Chris. You know, and I'm worried
Well, I feel like in a podcast setting, it'll be a little bit easier to mitigate that because, in nice. In a text conversation, it's, you know, we don't really necessarily, like, I don't even talk in there most of the time.
Right.
It's only every once in a while. So it's not like I'm going to be like, shut y'all asses up. We talking about something else. But in person, it's like, you know, we're all here and we're sitting on our asses because we don't watch One Piece. And then it's like, come on. We got. I feel like, you know, that will help a little bit. Especially because, like, there's after the first one, we're gonna have so many opportunities with just like a few people,
right?
So there could be like a whole podcast of just you guys talking about One Piece for all we know.
Because I want this to be like, I don't want us to burn out, but I do want those who want to do it be able to do it. So I want my door to always at least kind of be open for like even like if I kind of want to say even if I'm at work, as long as like Jasper or someone is out here as well, you know, that you guys can still do your thing, because I don't want to have to take up a permanent spot just because this is my house. Yeah, you feel me? If we have that splitter, and this is that splitter, the splitter is working, then that won't ever have to be a problem. We won't have to always be like 4. So I'm really hoping this works out for the entire thing.
Well, there shouldn't really ever need to be a minimum of 4. Like, we could do 2 or 3 because like it has 4 ports regardless of splitter.
Right.
But yeah, if we want to do more, we better hope this thing works. But I am like I said, I tested it earlier. It sounded fine. I bet it's gonna be fine. One thing I'm worried about is we get into a real passionate conversation. Everyone's hyped up. Somebody says Luffy and everyone gets pissed. Right? Everyone hops out of their chairs. I don't want yank on a cord or something, then something fuck up. That's gonna kind of stink. But
we should make that a rule. If you break it, you buy it, motherfucker. Like,
true.
Damn.
The plan is though, I want to get mic stands so we don't have to constantly hold them. Because 1, that's annoying. 2, it's just more hazardous because we could accidentally pull it or something and then something fuck up. So, but if it's on a mic stand, unless you like knock the stand over, you should be fine.
I really feel like this is gonna be it. I know a lot of motherfuckers think this is gonna be it, but I feel like both me and you have that drive to make it succeed.
Bro,
I'm willing to put in the work for this. I'm willing to put in the work, the blood, the money, everything to make this shit go down the way it needs to go down. And I know you are too. I know you got that drive. I've been watching you on your Twitch for like 2.5 years at this point.
Damn, it's been a minute.
In a minute, bro, and I've been watching you grind that shit out, and I know you got that drive, and I got that drive too. So regardless of if people fall out or join on, I know me and you gonna be there to the end. So I know this. I have so much faith in this project right here.
When I was doing my little test with Leon, so like I said, it was essentially a one-sided conversation, and I got to like this kind of talk where I was like, it's so fucking nice like coming up with an idea like this and then having like 6 dudes on it that are all actually interested, because like I was, you know, telling him, I was like, you know, we had ideas for like Poopcast and all this different shit, but you know, it would like I have this bad habit, or at least I think it's gotten a bit better, but I had this habit where it was like, yo, let's make this kind of content, it'll be fun, but then immediately I get so enveloped into it that it becomes not fun anymore, and I immediately burn out. But when you have 6 people all on this and all interested and all working on it, it becomes way more interesting, because I think, like, out of anything I've done in a while, this could be the thing that goes, because I've been doing this. My current channel is about to be 8 years old as of this Halloween. And I had...
That's wild.
I know, right? And I had shit before that. So I've been doing it for probably like 9-10 years. I think it's about time that something kind of pops up. You know what I mean? It is usually, you know, I get to something and then, like I said, I end up burning myself out. But I think because we got 6 people doing this, it'll be a lot easier because I don't even always have to be here. So that helps.
And the machine's still going to be turning.
Yeah.
Man, and bro. So, what do you mean, what week? Like now it's Thursday. I mean, yeah, it's Thursday.
You mean how many like weeks into the month?
Because that's only one. What does that mean? What are you asking? What is the question?
Q&A with the audience.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
You get paid Friday, I think, right?
I get 2 checks, sir.
Oh, whatever. Oh my God, she distracted me, and I wanted to say something. I don't remember what the fuck I was about to say. I was about to say this also gives us because I don't want this to like. I'm glad we're doing this, and I'm glad I'm doing this with you. right? Because I've always wanted to be on a project with you, right? Even when I was like, when I first started subscribing to your Twitch chat, and I was like, hashtag Team Screech, but not really. I've always wanted to be in a project with you because I knew you had like what it takes. You're a generally funny guy, dog.
I appreciate
and
that.
you put in that drive and you put in that work. So I've always wanted to like hop on something with you, right? So even though we're doing this, I really hope you know, even if you like something happens with this and this pops off, I really hope you still do your shit for your own channel and shit too.
I want because the way I was describing it to Leon is another reason why it's so hard for me. Like I take like these huge breaks from doing stuff where I just don't do anything for a while, and it's because reassurance. When you want to do something like that, you kind of need reassurance, like financially, right? I don't want to be like a mooch and be like, because you hear a lot of YouTubers who are like, yeah, I had to ask my parents. I was like, please give me a year to do this. I won't, like, no work, just let me do this, and I promise it'll pop off. And oftentimes that it works. It's usually the successful YouTubers that have that story. But it's like, I don't want to bet that at 20 that I will pop off and then just mooch off my mom for a year or something. Right. So it's like, if something popped off to where it could support me enough to keep doing the stuff I enjoy, I would love that, because then also that would just kind of grow. It'd be like the precipice of a branch, like a catalyst, where it's like if one thing can pop off, everything can kind of pop off with it. So, like that's where, like I think that would help. And like I said, just having 6 dudes on this makes it a lot easier. Because really, if any of us had any
success,
anything that we wanted, like let's say you wanted to make a YouTube channel, right? Immediately, if this worked, you already have clout.
I have an audience.
Yeah, so it's like, because I bet, like there's going to be people who just like the whole thing generally, and then there's going to be people who are like, I like this person specifically, right, and they're going to want to go over. So like, I could see that working as well. So it's like, well, I want something to work. I just want something to work.
We have... It's hot?
My fingers.
Oh, well, put it down. I'm gonna put on the piano.
You can flip my box upside down if you want to use it as a table. I don't know how sturdy it is though.
You want to put it on the box? Okay. There you go.
Does it make sure it feels sturdy before you? Yeah,
she didn't test it at all.
it seems all right.
Actually, this whole conversation right here has like given me even more like faith in it, because we're 2 motherfuckers, right? Mm-hmm. And this conversation went from a test to almost been taken seriously.
Yeah,
we're
yeah, exactly. That's the same thing happened at Leon. I think it's also just like a podcast setting is really nice because you just get into conversations. Like, right. I think when I tried doing Poopcast with Leon and Dantes, the problem was we didn't do it in person. We did it over Discord because that was convenient.
Yeah.
And I feel like conversations stop becoming conversations after a while, because when you're sitting at your computer with no one else in the room, you want to do your own. I hope I'm not in their way.
No.
Okay, cool. You want to do your own thing. Like when I'm at my computer, I'm talking to people on Discord, I'm still going to be doing shit on my computer,
right,
booting up music or playing a game or whatever. But when you're in person, you are each other's entertainment. You want to just talk to your friends.
Exactly.
And so I feel like Poopcast would have done a lot better if we had done it in person.
Do you think either like Afro or Leon would ever want to like...
Leon wants to.
Leon wants to?
Yeah. When I was talking to him, your cat scared me. I thought it was a dog for a second. I was like, when did you get a dog? Like when I was talking to Leon, I was like, yeah, there's like 6 of us. And he was like, yeah, and then plus John Tez and I, it's going to grow even further. I haven't talked to John Tez about it much. I've told him about it. I don't know how interested he is in it. I'm sure he'll join us every once in a while, especially if I also have Leon on for one of them. John Tez is probably going to hop on. But also, Leon said, because this device is so nice, we can do, since he wants to do his D&D campaigns in person, we could set this up at his house and have these all going. And he's got like, so have you been to Leon's house?
I've never been to Leon's house.
I didn't think so. His house used to be a duplex, so he has a living room upstairs.
Oh,
and like this whole extra room. So we have a whole like spot we could play D&D at, with like the mic set up and like stream it as well.
Oh,
so
wow, you know what's crazy?
What?
I've been thinking about taking my D&D session to the next level, because back when I first started playing D&D, I played in person. Then I switched to online because it's more convenient.
Yeah.
But the my first ever GM, he had a whole he had this 3D printer where he actually printed off our shits, and it just made the whole experience so much more fun, so much more it's easier for everyone, and I don't know, it's just more fun for everyone if it's in person.
Yeah.
Everyone's doing their thing, and you got the settings, you got your own little miniature. Oh,
That phone went off it.
your miniature. I want to get a 3D printer
Plus-
to do that.
Well, it's
for
funny.
our group.
It's funny you say that because guess who's buying a 3D printer arriving on Saturday?
No way.
Not me, but Leon is. Leon is though, and that's where it's gonna be at. That's where it's gonna be most important is at his house. So he's getting one.
No
Yeah,
way.
and it's a pretty sizable one. It's I want to say this way wide, and it can go about this tall. Which I imagine we're not gonna need D&D pieces that big, but it's that.
That's gonna be useful.
That's gonna be huge. So I feel just shit once I sit down and talk to someone about it and keep saying it, it just feels like more and more shit's falling into place too.
Yes.
That's the best part.
I really want to continue John Tez's session.
I also want to continue yours.
Yeah, dog.
We got to do both.
Yeah,
honestly.
man. I started a new thing with the day and night cycle that I've never done before.
Yeah.
And I was testing a lot of shit out, and I was having fun with it. And then I started this weird love storyline with Leon.
I
and
love
nothing.
that so much. I really want to see how that's gonna pan out.
Nothing.
What's up, Jasper?
What up, Jay?
That's the interface.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah.
You got 4 XLR?
Yes, but we're trying a splitter,
right now.
so we can see if we can do up to 8, hopefully.
Right.
Yeah. You want to say hi to the no one that's listening right now?
Hello, nobody.
Yes.
Sexy voice for the ether.
Yes, that's Jasper.
Yes.
He's a singer / songwriter / guitar player / piano player
You know,
/
I really
ukulele.
wanna-
Idiot.
King of the world.
Yeah. King of the Pirates. He's Luffy. No.
Dog.
I really want to hear your music now because I didn't know you made music. I would absolutely love your help. I was telling, the way I described it to Leon is, I know a very tiny bit of a bunch of shit. So it's I can do the bare bones audio shit, but someone who knows more than me is always perfect. Or when it comes to setting up computers and shit.
The general well-rounded.
Legit.
Yeah,
Everything, so you kind of have a general idea of everything. So
yeah. I feel like I could pretty well just appoint people like their help for things. So
Right.
Right, you can immediately tell, you can recognize who would be best at what.
yeah, and that's where if we need your help, I'm definitely coming to you first. Say, I was telling the people in the group chat, so assuming we get the max amount we can fit in this, that'd be 8. But each mic is only $20. So yeah, if each person just was able to give $20,
Right.
and that is even yeah, and then that's
Does the mic come with the cable?
no, but I can cover everything else probably.
So
But
I
we'll
think it's just been me and Mondrella so far, right? And then Stanley said he was gonna put some put his.
I think he said he was going to do it today, which he did not. But
We should remind
I'll
him of
remind
that,
him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like a group chat muted except for
No, you're good. I barely ever go in there, so you're good.
I come back in and then there's been 3 civilization codes.
Yeah.
Kingdoms have been toppled. Different every time.
The best time to go in there is right after they've had an argument and listening to the shit they say.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
Because
Bro, I saw a Goku meme like 30 minutes
it goes on and off. You know, we don't talk in it every day, right? Because we don't need to talk to it every day. When we get into it, we get into it, right? It's a group chat that keeps us all connected when we need to be, and it works for that.
You have to send something
Every
Constantly,
day.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, it has to have substance. To be able to say it.
Yeah.
Especially with how many people are in the group chat?
Oh, we got
Total?
12 in all.
In all, maybe, because there's a few people who never show up, like D'Amico.
Miko, but he got his baby. You know, you got his kid, dog.
True.
Yeah, you know.
The common people, it's probably 8, 9.
Yeah.
If that, you know, because I know I'll be in there when I can. You be in there sometimes.
Yeah. Chris and Stanley. I feel like Chris and Stanley have probably talked there the most.
Yeah,
maybe
and sometimes Ethan as well.
Ethan posts a lot of memes and shit.
Who in there? But like never. Leon. Isn't Leon in there?
Yeah,
But I don't think he posted a single time, dog.
He's never sent a message, but he will lurk. When you were talking to Stanley about the laser tag, he saw that, and we were sitting there talking to her. They're like, he shouldn't have even told Stanley, because now Stanley's just disappointed. Now he's just sad that he didn't go.
Laser tag was fun. I really want to do like. We haven't planned on having another party in a while. I'm pretty partied out, but you know these youngsters over here, they.
Why are you motioning at both of us? I've never even been to one yet. I've been the lead up to each one, then went, well, time to hit the old dusted trail and just head out. Like I have actually been to one.
I think the only one you went to was no, well, you went to multiple, but the one that you stayed for the longest was Stanley's birthday. Stanley's birthday.
Yeah. That'd be awesome. That'd be so cool.
Bro, yes, sir. We'll open the podcast. Like, if you want to hear more of that banging tune, meet up with
Yeah, exactly. See, that's what I mean.
J-Star, whatever the hell your name will be.
J-Star?
I don't know, dog.
That's my name.
Yeah, how could we ever forget the classic J-Star?
J-Star, of course.
See, and stuff like that is kind of what I was talking about earlier, where it's like he's working on music, immediate plug, when we use it here, and then like Chris and Stanley do a lot of art. Like they draw, and they draw well.
They do.
Like I do digital art, but I can't draw. They do.
Yeah.
They do.
They're not bad, dog.
None of us gets everybody out.
We can pick each other up with this. Like it's the perfect
This can
example.
be a platform to not only do our thing, but evolve our interests. You feel me?
It's like an immediate ecosystem.
Yes.
Well, eventually, I'm gonna get good enough. I'm gonna take samples of everybody making noises. I'm gonna keep it from
That sounds awesome.
the whole thing.
I would love to hear that.
I
Gotcha.
Man, it's been a long day. You know, I felt like you for a little bit. I had to sit in a chair.
Oh, horrible.
I had to sit in a comfy chair too.
Oh
Ooh.
no.
Oh my
And
god.
then like I stared at a screen, bro, and then like it was so much nothing that I had to get on my phone.
Bro.
The horror.
Oh my. How did you survive?
Bro, a lot of napalm. A lot of war crimes. Not gonna lie.
Ooh.
You know, we'll talk about that.
All right.
Yeah, don't want the Geneva Convention hearing about that. Yeah.
We have a war criminal on our podcast. Don't worry about it.
You know, that'd be a great just title for the episode, War Criminal on the podcast.
It's always hot in this house. We don't want it to be hot. But
no,
it
I-
is always hot.
I know what you mean. My family, they're all like skeletons. They they get cold immediately. But meanwhile, I'm in my room, burning alive. Oh my god.
I swear, it feels like every woman is anemic. And I don't know why. I'm sorry.
Amen.
I'm sorry.
Amen.
I'm
Go get
sorry.
that goddamn thing.
I don't want that.
Motherfucker.
I'm just saying that sometimes this.
No, not shit ass. Ooh, she got you good there.
Okay, all right. Come down from the background scenery here.
Zach getting owned on the podcast.
Yeah, fuck,
You know,
yeah.
I was thinking we could totally release these the lost episodes, just like randomly after like a bunch of episodes, just be like, look at what we found, and just post this. I feel like that'd be hilarious.
And I've been trying to be conscious of how far away the mic is.
Yeah,
just
that's a little.
Because like I don't want to be like this
Yeah.
this whole time. You feel me?
Say I think it's got like limiters and stuff, so that it's not too big of a deal, and we can
Right.
always, if necessary, do some post processing.
Of course.
Actually, okay. So one thing I want to talk to you about that I talked about with Leon is editing, because I know out of all of us, we're the only two that really know anything. Now here's the thing: from what we know, the workflow is going to kind of be: we all get here, we stream the podcast, right? Like to Twitch or or even YouTube. That's streamable.
Oh, can we do both at the same time?
Yeah. There's a platform specifically for that. It's called Restream.
Say
Um,
less.
So we can stream to Twitch and YouTube, right?
Okay.
And then, you know, Chris and Ethan, they were talking about, okay, then we cut it up into sections, depending on the conversations we had, and then upload those, and then the clips.
Yeah.
Right? Now, someone mentioned censoring. They were like, oh, we got to censor out curse
should
words and
we?
stuff. No. That is way too much shit. However, usually, if we're really, really worried about monetization, censor the first few minutes. That's the only time YouTube cares. You don't have to censor the whole thing. And I'm telling you this now so that when we get started, you're not like. I imagine you're not always going to want to sit down for like an hour to listen to each one and edit it. But, you know, if it's just cutting up to like 4 sections and then clips, that's one thing. But being like, oh, he said fuck. Let me get the bleep out. Yeah, like, no, that's way too much. I don't think we got to worry about that. Especially because Twitch, one thing that they have that's really helpful is markers. So if we feel like we've moved on to the next topic, click a button. It gives us a marker on the timeline. So then when we're editing, we'd be like, oh, it was at 55 minutes.
Speaking of Twitch, I know that I think that their censoring is less than YouTube's.
Yeah.
But like, there is still censoring on Twitch, right? Like, what is there any cuss words we can't say or?
Well, slurs, but aside from,
because I heard that cunt was banned.
See, I don't think they'll ban you unless a mod hears it or someone reports you.
So should we still be careful? Like, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like maybe once we get popular, maybe mods want to check, like the Twitch mods are like, oh, look at this up and coming streamer, and they hear us say some out of pocket shit, and they're like, they gotta go. But like, generally, I don't think we need to worry, because I mean, I cuss on my stream.
Yeah.
And I get paid.
Yeah.
But I think it's because no one, like the Twitch mods, like I'm an ant. I just walk by and they're just like, oh, whatever. But like once I'm like a lion walking by, and then they're like, okay,
we gotta
I gotta watch this motherfucker. So that's when it becomes a problem. But generally, I don't think we need to worry.
Okay.
And of course, usually they give you warnings. So
they talk to you first.
Yeah, generally.
Okay.
I mean, Twitch has been tweaking lately. So
I heard some crazy things about. Like, I heard somebody was like, fucking on Twitch.
Yes, a girl got her cheeks clapped right on camera on Twitch. You want to know what the punishment was? A 3-day ban. 3-day ban.
She came back?
Yeah.
Like, is she back now?
Yeah, it was a temporary ban. 3 days. And
No
she was right
way.
Back. Absolutely. And then I think someone else was like, I don't know what they said. They said like, oh, you ne'er-do-wells. It's just like some random thing. And they got banned permanently. And it's just like, Twitch is very biased. If they see a girl they think is attractive, they're going to only ban her for like 3 days.
No, wait, I could be tweaking, but I could swear that I heard like that there was like a point in time some dude took off his shirt and it was a guy.
Yeah.
And he got banned.
I think that has happened, yeah.
Yeah, but wait, I'm confused on their policies then.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, aren't we all? Twitch is very confusing because I think the mods are very biased because I assume it's like a bunch of, pardon my French, virgin losers, who just kind of say shit. They see someone they think is attractive, they're gonna give them favoritism. Like Alinity. You know who Alinity is?
I have no idea.
She's the girl who gave her cat liquor and I think she showed her whole pussy on stream once.
No way.
Yeah, and then never got permanently banned. She's still streaming to this day. Or wait, it might have just been her breast.
Heard this.
She did 3 different things. She also threw her cat.
Wait. What was that guy from I think he was from Smosh who does interviews?
Anthony.
Yeah.
Padilla?
I think he interviewed her, and I think I saw a clip because I didn't watch the whole thing, but I think I saw a clip, and I think this might be who you were talking about. She kind of a looker. I think she had red hair.
You're thinking of Amaranth. That's yeah. No, I don't think she does anything toxic.
But I heard she does sleep streams.
Yeah.
And I don't know exactly how it works, but she says her viewership spikes when she's sleeping.
Yeah, I like Twitch, but I've never been super into Twitch like other people, but I feel like what the Twitch community is like. You've seen the Pogs and the Pepes and all that. Mm-hmm. The people on Twitch are interesting. Twitch feels like the 4chan of streaming, where everyone there is kind of a creep a little bit. Primarily the audience. Most of the streamers aren't that bad, but the audience members usually are weirdos. And I think that also kind of extends to the moderators a little bit, which, we're definitely going to have to release this secret episode podcast way down the line when we can afford to Twitch is probably dead by that point because with the fucking direction they're going. They just seem, I don't know, they seem like the type to do something like that where it's as soon as someone goes to sleep or something, they see a chick sleeping in bed, they're gonna hop in and watch the stream.
So I feel like that's a little weird.
A little. I mean, it's pretty weird.
Well, I shouldn't judge because I watched you sleep. You know.
Well, see, it's one thing because I feel like if anything, your viewership would drop. At least so how I kind of imagine it going is standard viewership when you're streaming. You start sleeping and it would maybe increase a little bit, but stay relatively the same.
Right.
Because people try to fuck with you while you're trying to go to sleep. They start playing sounds and all that shit. So, but then once you actually fall asleep or anything, if their tricks aren't working and you're just slumped,
you would assume that
immediately I feel like it would go down. At least until you wake back up. So I need to look. I would need to see her numbers, but
that's kind of
what the fuck are they talking about?
Bro, you popular, bro. What's happening here?
I'm popular. This is the group chat.
Oh shit, this
ain't just me.
You're popular too.
I don't even know where my phone at. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think I left it in the room.
This is it's like fan art of Steven Universe and Adventure Time characters.
What are they talking about?
They aren't really talking. It's just Chris sending pictures of Adventure Time characters.
Oh, okay.
It's yeah, I don't know.
No.
You'll have to see later.
Yeah. I'll check it out. See if it's relevant at all.
If it's worth checking out. Yeah.
Not all of them are. I'm sorry.
No, to tell you the truth, Ethan will post a Facebook video or Stanley will post a TikTok video, and I'm I am not clicking on those. I'm sorry. I still have TikTok, but I rarely use TikTok.
Bro.
You've never even gotten it.
Bro. No.
Oh.
Big news. My father, I told you my father started TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, because remember when I was yes, 5K
Yeah.
in the group chat? My man has 25K.
What the fuck does your dad do on TikTok?
Shut up. Don't worry about it. But just know. just know he has 25K. That's not 2,500, dog.
25,000. I'm about to start looking up just black dudes on TikTok with 25,000 followers. I want to know what your dad does. So
don't worry about it, man.
We should have him on the podcast.
Please don't do that.
Hey, sir, I'm a friend of your son. We were hoping we could have you on the podcast.
No. But yeah, I downloaded it because I'm not someone that reaches out to people a lot. People reach out to me. That doesn't mean I don't want to talk to people.
Yeah.
I'm a non.
you don't seek it.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
Exactly.
I'm kind of the same way most of the time.
But if you come out, you come to me or something, I will chat up with you. You feel me? Especially if I enjoy your company.
Exactly what's happening right now.
Right. Yeah. But yeah. So he got TikTok, right? And I downloaded it. And he's the only person I follow.
Okay.
And when he posts or when he live streams, I check up on him. Because I don't reach out to him personally because I don't reach out to anyone.
Yeah.
But I still show I love him. I'm hey, Pops,
show him
how
support.
You doing? Exactly. He has people he's talking to in there, and he's like, hey son, that's my son, blah blah blah. You feel me? And I'm like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that, father.
Don't do that, father.
But yeah. And that's my approach to everybody. I don't know why I'm like that. I just
No, I feel like. Yeah, even with Jontez and Leon, I feel like for me, though, it all started once I started dating Kelly, though. Once I started dating her, I stopped talking to them quite as much. And then even after we broke up, I feel like I just don't talk to as many people anymore. Something about that relationship fucking broke me. I'm not as interested anymore. I don't know what it was. But that's a story for another podcast.
Yeah,
huh?
of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
come on. We're gonna,
I'm sorry.
say we're going to have Crazy X Story podcast type deal.
Yeah, we don't want to get all the good shit on the one we're not going to be able to post for 2 years. You feel me?
But I did also, you talking about your dad reminded me of something. So my dad's estranged from us. I don't really talk to my dad. My parents never got married, and they split up pretty early on. But I still talk to my dad every once in a while, right? So recently, actually, today, this afternoon, I was at work. I got a text from my dad. I'm like, okay, what's this about? Okay. So he sends me this. And I was utterly... Because, mind you, the thing I told him about before was just that I went to this convention and I was like, oh, it was Afro Samurai. And I was like, he's the one who told me to watch Afro Samurai. So I was like, oh, I think you'd like it. And he was like, yeah, I love Afro Samurai. So I showed him the cosplay. And that was the last thing I said to him. And then he sends me this. And it's a whole... Go ahead and read it. Read it out loud for the audience.
You think you've seen her naked because she took her clothes off. Tell me about her dreams. Tell me what breaks her heart. What is she passionate about and what makes her cry? Tell me about her childhood. Better yet, tell me one story about her that you're not in. You've seen her skin and you've touched her body, but you still know as much about her as a book you've once found, but never got around to opening. Anonymous. With a picture of a bitch's ass.
Now,
Your father sent you this?
yeah, hold on. Go ahead and show the audience because they're showing looks of concern. Maybe they, yeah. I mean,
the ass is a fatty.
that is a
I
fat
agree.
ass. I mean, like I'm saving that image, but it was just, you know, it was.
Sorry.
It just caught me off guard, and so I asked. I just bluntly said, "Why did you send me this?" And he goes.
I would too. That's kind of.
He just goes, "Oh shit, my bad, Tobias. This was for somebody else." And I was like, "Okay, Dad."
Wait, no. Ask questions.
He was sending this to his girlfriend, I guess, and it was supposed to be like a, "I love you, honey." You know, my feelings for you go deeper than just your fucking voluptuous ass in the image. And I was just like, "Okay, Dad, that's cool," but like that. Oh, I'm sending a voice message. Hold on. Oh, that would have sucked. Oh. But I feel like I have a lot of examples of weird shit like that with my dad. Like, there was I don't know if Facebook still does this, but for years, Facebook would have this thing where if someone makes a comment on a post,
Right.
they'll show it to you on your feed. And it's like, I don't know why the fuck I would care. But there was this one post, and it was like, oh, Brian has commented on this. That's my dad. And I was like, well, what's the post? The post was, what can you say both during sex and Thanksgiving dinner? And I was like, oh my God, Dad, what did you say? And I look in the comments. He goes, dessert. And I was like, I want to blow my fucking head off, Dad. I did not want to see this. Facebook. He truly is. You know, I have two brothers.
No way.
Yeah, I have two brothers. Step
From
brothers.
your dad's side?
Yeah.
Oh, it's cute.
So one of them's name is Jade, and I think he's only like a year younger than me.
Oh, no
So,
way. Are you close to him? Are you close
Not
to him?
at all.
No, no?
I honestly forgot he existed for most of my life because I only knew him for like the year I lived with my dad when I was a kid. Never saw him again until like years later.
Wow.
So and then just like 3 years ago, he had another son. Yeah.
Oh.
So and he actually just talked to me about him recently. He was just like, "Oh yeah, you know, your brother wants to see you," and I was like, "How the fuck does he even remember me?" I only saw him when he was like a baby. So
Right.
that's
I feel like all like parents say that though.
yeah.
Right? Like it makes no sense.
I think that's an excuse for them to see you. Because I think he feels a little bad that me and my brother never did get close.
Right.
So I think he wants my new brother to know me at least, which
Right.
I appreciate, honestly. Because I feel like, you know, me and Jaden probably would have been good friends, honestly. But that's how the cookie crumbles, I guess.
And sometimes, you know, life is just, you know, like that. Missed opportunities, you know?
Yeah.
But I feel like my family's kind of normal. Yeah, my shit is normal. Because you know, my mom and my pops they weren't together when I was born.
Yeah.
Yet alone married, and but they stayed together because back then we lived in the projects in Chicago, West Side.
Yeah.
And then they moved out to here. They moved to, and once they finally got. They was like, all right, no more moving around. And son, we're also done with this. So there you go.
So they split up once they got here.
Yeah. So I always grew up with the knowledge because they was like, son, I'm not with your mama.
Yeah.
I need you to know that. And I was like, oh, what you mean? I was like, yeah, you'll realize one day. And I realized because mama is remarried now.
Oh, wow.
And my pop's still fucking hoes. So that's.
You know, that brings me back to another subject I'm going to have to rear-around a little bit, which maybe we should say that for another podcast. We'll see. I'll bring it up to you and we'll get back to it.
Okay.
But, yeah, with my parents, they were, I think, together for, like, the first 2 years I was born, but, like, I don't remember that period, obviously. I was too young. And then my dad actually originally had custody of me. My mom went to prison because she you know, we were so poor, she was, like, stealing diapers from me and shit. So she had to go to prison for a while, and my dad had custody of me. And when my mom got out, they had a custody battle. He won. And my mom moved. I don't know why she moved here, but she moved here, and she was obviously sad. She was like, I want to see my son.
Right.
So she gets a call from my grandma on my dad's side, and she's just like, yeah, Brian just kind of left your kid here, and I've been watching him for like weeks, and I'm tired of changing this baby's fucking diapers, so come pick up your son. So she just pretty much kidnapped me from my father and brought me here.
Did your father still technically, legally have custody of you until you were 18?
No. Or, I don't know. I assume not. If he did, he could have sued my mom into the ground, so I would assume not. I think my mom brought it up to the court, like, he was neglecting the child. He left.
Right.
So I think she was able to get custody of me through that way. But, yeah, and then pretty much, like, all throughout my life, she was always demonizing my dad, and I don't know how much of it's true. I have no reason not necessarily not to believe her, but I think he's a good guy now. I think he's learned, but yeah, you know, I was pretty much told all throughout my life, like, he was the boogeyman to me for the longest time. I was like, I do not want to fucking meet my dad. And whenever I had to go to Fort Wayne to see him, I was like, please, Lord, Mom, don't leave me in there alone with him. Because she made him sound, you know what she told me?
What?
And I'm afraid to ask him this. And, you know, I don't know for sure if I can believe her or if it's just her being, like, trying to scare me of him.
Right.
But she told me that when I was real young, he didn't want to have a kid, so he tried to drown me. Like, he just tried to kill me. And I was just like, ooh, see.
That's a deal breaker.
I was like, that is quite the claim. That is quite the claim. Whether or not it's true, like I said, I don't know. And now that I'm 20, and, you know, I can think for myself, I feel like it isn't because...
One day I feel like you're going to have to, like, go to a bar with him and be like, so you
Ooh.
tried to drown me one time? Or
Yeah,
was
so-
that like a...
There's a certain story Mom told me.
Yeah.
Fucking adorable little childhood story that she told me.
You're going to love it. You're going to
Yeah.
laugh.
It was when you taught me how to swim. It's just like... Yeah.
You knew I was a fighter.
Yeah. You said, this is what it's going to feel like when the current drags you in. You got to fight back or something. Like, but...
Oh, we are going to hell. Oh, both of us.
This is my death. My near death.
You're
So
right,
it's,
you're right,
it's
you're
fine.
right.
It's fine. But let's get off of that for now.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
I
let's
feel like that could...
Be its own.
Yeah. We were talking about hose.
My man came out here.
Told I stink.
You've been... That's fair. That's fair. I also need a shower.
I do
tonight,
too.
so one day we'll have hot water for me.
Yeah, my shower's being worked on right now, so I've been having some issues when it comes to that.
Bro, speaking of, how did it go? Because you went to the bank, right, for that loan. How did?
Oh, for the
yeah,
house.
Yeah. How'd it turn out?
So, sorry, I just inhaled my spit. Don't worry, I've been COVID free for like a week. All right.
I completely forgot about that. I ain't
Okay,
gonna lie,
you
but
gave me
I'm vaccinated anyway. I'm not worried about it.
You gave me a look for a second.
I work in a
Vaccinated,
hospital.
right? Okay, yeah. Everybody here good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and when I got it, I didn't get it that bad either because I was vaccinated too, so
Yeah.
it really didn't fuck me that bad. It was just like it felt like just more like a bad cold more than anything. I was just like, oh, this sucks. I really just used it as an excuse.
That's weird because I got that shit and I was horrible.
Really? Well, I mean bad cold because like I did not want to get out of bed.
Okay,
But I
yeah.
just mean like I didn't. Some people were like, oh, I got flu-like symptoms. I felt like I was gonna throw up. I really didn't get nauseous.
I didn't do that either.
I was just more like weak. I was like,
Yeah.
and then my sinuses are kind of like a check engine light because of my big ass nose. So if my sinuses start fucking up, I know the next day I'm gonna be sick, and that's what happened. I was at work like, damn, this shit's fucked. I'm gonna be sick.
Oh. They like to draw and shit whenever I'm not focusing on them. Yeah, and not gonna lie, they're pretty good at it.
Yeah, then you get to go back and see some cool drawings. That's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry, we were talking about hose. Well, you were saying that your dad is still fucking hose, and I was like, okay, we'll circle back around to
I
that.
completely forgot.
Yeah, I'm circling back around. So, Ellie. Right. You know Ellie. We both know Ellie.
Yeah.
So, Ellie, right? I think things were going well. You saw. Right, you saw. But I think it happened at a very unfortunate time. Because if I wasn't sick, I bet I could have been clapped. First like 3 days, I bet I would have been in there if I wasn't sick. But you know, I was like, okay, that's not. I recovered relatively fast. I was like, might be able to do this. Then I went to RamenCon, and I think RamenCon was the deal breaker because I think she's talking to someone else now.
Oh.
I know,
Bro, because you did that, and then you were sick, so like, you just couldn't you especially couldn't focus on her really much at all when you went to the con.
Yeah, because like, so what happened was, like I said, I got sick. I talked to her. You saw the message. You saw the message. I was this fucking close to sealing the deal, and then she was like, fell asleep. So then, pretty much like the next day, I went to RamenCon. I texted her on the first day, and she was just like, she was having this thing with the grandpa of her ex. It was a very weird specific thing, and she was just kind of sad, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry, all this is going on, and she was like, well, can I see you? And I was like, you choose now? You choose today of all fucking days? I was like, I'm not even in city, bro. And I'm like, but
that was it, dog.
Yeah, and
that was it, dog.
I know.
That was it.
I know it was, and that's the worst part. And I was like, well, I'll be back on the 2nd. So I was like, I can see you. I could see you the night of the 2nd. And she was like, sounds good. By the time I got back, I think she was talking to someone else. Because I remember I was checking Facebook. There's a picture with her with someone else. And I was like, okay, that could just be a friend. But I was talking to her, and I was like, yeah, so what happened while I was gone? Like, what you been up to? She was like, yeah, I made this new best friend, and all this shit happened. I was like, oh, my God.
No, you know what that mean, dog.
Yep, I know. And I was just like, damn. That was the worst two things that could have been right next to each other. Getting sick and then going to RamenCon, right? I mean, then again, though, I'm weighing my options. RamenCon was fun as fuck.
Facts.
So it's like, I think an important part of the human experience is what you do. And I can tell people stories of, oh, I went to RamenCon, it was so fun. I ain't going to be like, yeah, I just fucked that bitch. Yeah. That's not that interesting. So it's like...
think of it as a blessing because I think you were doing too well for what you wanted.
I was doing too well?
Yeah, because, it kind of felt like she was giving off more romantic vibes than you particularly were going for. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that's fine. You feel me? But that's not what we were going for.
Yeah, because, I feel like the average person, if they're given romantic vibes, I feel like I could pretty well easily be like, oh, that's not what I'm going for. But with her, it was kind of more concerning because she's had all this past. Yeah. And I was like, I don't want to hurt this poor girl. Yeah. So that did make it a lot harder.
And it's just like, maybe romance isn't in the cards right now for her specific. I feel like she needs time in her own space.
She needs to get out of,
because she lives with her ex.
Yeah,
dog.
She needs to get out of dude's house.
Yeah, dog. Yeah, bro. Did she tell you that she like the reason? Well, not the reason, but one of the reasons like they were on rocky roads is because she caught him cheating on her.
Yeah.
Yeah, dog. Like so, like. And then you have to. She can't move anywhere else, financially wise, right now, and so she's like still there.
That was another thing that was worrying me, is because I was like, yeah, you need to find yourself a place to stay. And when she was like, can I be with you? I think she wanted to come to my house, and I was just like, I'm also kind of happy that I wasn't there right now, because it's like there's already too many people in my house. Yeah. I cannot afford another person living there, so it's just like, sorry, I'm not there right now. But yeah. Basically, though, I think that the kind of the moral of the story is I'm gonna need someone else. I need the hookups. I need to the scroll. The scroll.
The scroll. I'll definitely see if I still got any more contacts I can hit you up with.
Yeah, I mean, and like the other guys in the group chat might know something
absolutely.
too.
Maybe.
I'm a little worried about Chris's recommendations, though. I feel like Chris is gonna hook me up with something crazy, to be honest with you.
Speaking of, and I don't know, you might know because maybe he said something about it, and I just wasn't there in particular. Is he still with that girl?
I'm so confused with that. So I made an Instagram recently, and he followed me on it. I was like, oh, let's see what he posted on Instagram. And I think his bio and the post he has on there are about his girlfriend, and
okay.
So I was like, they're still dating. I thought she moved. I thought he said they were breaking up because she was moving to like Florida. Or something.
I thought I heard the same thing.
So
I don't know about Florida,
just somewhere not here.
Yeah.
So I was just like, what the fuck's going on there? To be honest with you,
I don't know, and I feel like I shouldn't ask either because it's strenuous.
Yeah.
Right? Because I feel like, oh my God, Oh my god, bro! I want to spill some tea, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Not on the podcast.
I mean, we
one
can.
day I'm definitely gonna do it. One day I'm definitely gonna do it, but not here, not right now. But
Oh, now, yeah, I wish you hadn't even said anything. Cause now I want to know. Oh my god,
bro, I'm telling you, you're gonna be guffawing, bro. It's crazy. I do want to say it on stream, however, and I want everyone's reactions to be genuine, so I'll hold it in for now.
And this is about Chris?
Oh yeah, this is about Chris. Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I will say one thing that's very interesting about Chris is, as soon as he told me that he had a girlfriend, I was gobsmacked, because, like that and like he's an attractive dude, right?
He's good.
In
He's cool.
and of itself, that's not surprising. But because of what I knew of his past, dude was just fucking.
Yeah, Chris doesn't seem like
The romantic type.
romantic type,
Yeah.
right? But the way low key he was talking about her,
He seemed like genuinely,
yeah,
and like that's what. Because I remember at the time when he first started dating, I was still dating Kelly, and I was just like, oh yeah, I know what it's like when you first get in a relationship, and I was like, I wonder how soon it's gonna sour. But I was just like, that happens. I feel like, especially when it's your first relationship, it's always like magical. So I was like, oh, well, your first like adult relationship when you're in like middle school, it's like that shit don't fucking count.
Come on.
You remember Victoria? You remember that helpless ass shit?
Listen,
Oh my god.
Listen, I low key recently I've gotten back into contact with Victoria, with Lil Sis. Yeah, because I used to call her my little sister. It's really wild that sometimes you would be so close. I used to talk to her every day, dog.
Yeah.
Like, every day. It's wild how you would be so close to a person, right? Middle school, high school, and then one day it's just the last time you talk to them.
Yeah.
Like ever. And that's crazy because in the moment you don't think like, oh,
That
you know,
this is gonna be
this
it.
is gonna be last time.
Yeah.
But damn, one day it was, and I don't know what happened. It just one day I don't even remember why.
Okay.
Damn, this is why I really wanted to go on that drive with you.
I still want
because,
to.
because we just we could just talk.
Hey, bro,
Like,
I'm off. I'm off tomorrow. I'm off Saturday.
I mean, I ain't off tomorrow, but like tomorrow at
night
we can just
At night, like
And-
SpongeBob says. I'm sorry, but I mean, it's better
tomorrow. Tomorrow won't work. Tomorrow won't work.
What about Friday? Wait, tomorrow's Friday. Fuck. What about Saturday? Actually, I work Sunday morning. What about Sunday?
Sunday.
You know, let me get my schedule. how about that? How about
I
that?
just got permission for Sunday.
But
Why can't I decide my schedule?
Because you have two girlfriends.
yeah, but you made a like that. That's on you. You got you.
Sorry, bro.
Well, look at me.
Sunday,
I'm
Monday.
single. I gotta choose my own schedule.
Chance for having two girlfriends, you gave up your life.
Yeah.
Because I get paid on Monday, so I'm barely gonna be here.
Okay.
And then I work Tuesday, and then I'm off on Wednesday.
We're gonna try for Sunday.
Okay. That sounds good to
And
me.
then
That
Sunday,
sounds good to
I
me.
don't know what's happening because I'm at both jobs.
Cause we tried 3 times. What happened? I know one time I was just out of it.
And then
But
the
I
other
couldn't.
time, we didn't schedule ahead of time, and you were like, I can't be pulled away from.
Yeah.
And then the last time I got sick, it was like, let's do it this day, and then I woke up that day, and I was like, bro, I feel like ass. So that just didn't pan out. But
this is the time. This is it.
yeah.
Because I don't know, man.
Dude, we can even do this in the car. We can even just have driving conversations.
Drive, talk. You feel me? TED Talk, driving time.
Yeah, they can hear us. Well, I guess the music would be a problem. But
I'm
you
assuming there may be tunes.
yeah, crank up the tunes. Yeah, that's inevitable. But
You know what's crazy? Just bringing it back a little bit. There was a good chance that same thing that happened between me and Victoria, and I'm assuming you and Victoria. I don't know when the last time you talked to her.
probably around the same time as you. Yeah.
Could have happened to us if I wasn't in tech, dog.
That's true. Cause that was when we.
We didn't really start talking again until my senior year.
Yeah, it was like tech and class, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, aside from those, because I think junior year we started to a little bit,
Yeah,
and then
and
by
then-
senior year we actually started like talking to each other again. And yeah, that totally could happen. And that shit's kind of it's weird to think about because sometimes I sit down and I'm like I said, I don't talk to Leon and Jontez as much anymore. And then I feel kind of bad because I'm like, I don't want one of these days to be the last day I talk to those guys, you know, especially because we're adults and our lives are starting to branch. Like Jontez lives with Leon now.
No way.
Yeah, he just finished moving in because Leon's brother moved out, so there was an extra room. So Jontez moved in, and it's just like, okay, well, they're gonna be close for a while, but it's like, eventually, we're gonna keep moving. Like eventually, Leon's gonna move out because, so on and so forth. So it's like, I do wonder how well we'll keep in touch. I hope well enough. I mean, like,
me too.
I've been friends with Jontez. So I met Leon in 3rd grade. And I met Jontez in 4th grade. But with Leon, it was kind of weird because we were friends in 3rd grade. Then he moved to Texas. And then I didn't see him again until freshman year of high school.
My man moved to Texas?
Bro was in Texas. So I technically didn't really, I wasn't his friend for, 11 years.
Right.
I was more 7. But with Jontez, it was 10 or 11 years now that I've been his friend. So it's like the idea of them not being my friends anymore is just it's a sad thought.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I still want to be their friends. Because, there's some people I just drifted away from, like Austin. Remember Austin?
Yeah. Well,
Chief, of course.
Yeah. I haven't been to one of his streams in a while, actually.
He hasn't streamed too much, and he always streams at the most inconvenient times. I can never catch him. But yeah, in middle school we were saying friends is a little tough because he pissed me off constantly. Like he was basically my bully in middle school. He would just pick on me all the time. And I was like, I fucking
he was basically my bully in high school, dog.
Yeah. I was just like, fuck this guy all the time. But then by the time we got to high school,
I feel like he's funny about it though, so I can't dislike him.
In middle school, he was way worse. In middle school, he was just mean.
Oh, he was just
he
an
was
asshole?
He was basically just beating me up.
Oh,
and shit.
damn.
And then by the time we got to high school, though, I could better combat it, and we just kind of were just friends by the time we got to high school. Because at first I was like, fuck this guy. I remember this guy from middle school. I hate this guy. But then it was like, we actually talked. We actually joked around, and didn't feel like he was always just trying to beat my ass. So I was like, you know what? I like this guy actually. So we didn't really become friends until my senior year either. And then he went to the fucking Navy.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, and so I don't get to talk to him as much anymore, which really sucks because it was basically right as things started shooting off. I was going to his house. We were having the bonfires and shit, and it was so nice. I want to say his graduation party was one of the only parties I was really attended for a while, because it was outside. There's a bonfire. Other people were drinking, and I was just trying to balance a crate on a chair and not fall off and break my neck and all this weird shit. I loved the guy. And then he left. And it's now it's so hard to keep in touch with him because at any time he could go out to sea and not be able to text me or talk to me for 6 months. It's damn.
That's wild.
Yeah, so that shit happens.
I had this thought, and it almost happened that when I got out of high school, because of the way I am, of not reaching out to people, everyone was just gonna fall off.
Yeah,
and I had the thought and it was a serious one, and I questioned myself, would I get lonely?
Yeah,
and I kind of. I was like, well, if you're thinking about that, then probably.
Yeah,
you're probably
concerned about it.
You're probably, and I still couldn't bring myself to change. It was like a fight inside of myself. I tried to reach out to people, and I just don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know why I can't do it, but I still couldn't, and it got to a point where I was like, wow, you're just gonna have to accept that. And then one day, bro, you started a stream.
Yeah.
Right? And then we already had a group chat, but we weren't really talking much in it. And then you started to stream, and then we played Among Us.
Oh my God.
And then we named the group chat Among Us. And then from that day, that group chat that was called Among Us then changed to Clowns, then changed again.
That's still crazy that all started as an Among Us group chat that we just stopped using for Among Us, and then it just took off. I only named it Clowns. Did I tell you why I named it Clowns?
Why?
Because whenever you guys would be talking about something that I don't know about, and I'd be it'd be you guys would be having a 10-minute argument about Naruto, and I would tell Jontez about it, and I'd be like, these fucking clowns, they're arguing about this shit I don't know anything about, and so I just called it the Clowns group chat. And then now it's Systems.
Yeah, man.
And let's see how.
Yes.
I hope that lasts for a while.
And I hope it lasts for a while too. And I that's why I was like I low key owe you a lot. And I don't think you know that. I think I low key owe you a lot, bro, because the group chat became a way for me to stay in touch with people that I don't know if I would have still stayed in touch with.
Yeah.
And that's serious, bro. And I'm glad, bro. Like that's my life right now is pretty amazing, and I'm not lonely, and I appreciate that that it all started from a big ass joke, and you started that shit, man.
Bro, I'm glad I could have helped, and I'm glad that you know, I'm gonna use a metaphor. So scientists use this term for human evolution or just species evolution. It's called, well, it's probably not called this, but I think it's called something like this. There's this thing, I think it's called something like the great threshold, where it's like the amount of danger that can pose a threat to a species,
Right.
and whether or not you get past it, and it gets thinner. So it goes from like disease to war, nuclear weapons, to astral things like meteors. And if you can get past all of it, your species will thrive. Like no matter what, you've passed the threshold, you're probably gonna last. And I feel like that threshold thing applies to like the friendships that we were talking about, where it's like there's all these things that could get in the way, but if you get through it, then you're good. And I'm glad that with certain people, I feel like I have got through the threshold. Like, I feel like with you, Leon, and Jontez, I have. I mean, sometimes I worry, like I said, that maybe we won't talk one day. But I feel like for the most part, you're people I'll always think about, you're people I'll hopefully always talk to.
Right.
And so I'm glad that just, even if it was just one thing, was enough for us to keep in touch. Because even with other people in the group chat, I used to be really close with them, and I feel like I didn't quite make it past the threshold. Like Chris and Stanley, you know, we had this group. It was those two, Jontez, Draven, myself, and I might be missing someone, but we were the tightest knit. I mean, Chris and I had like a weird rivalry going on. It was like Sasuke and Naruto. I think he said himself, it was like Sasuke and Naruto. But for the most part, we were the closest fucking dudes. With Stanley and Jontez, Draven and Chris got mad at me because they were like, each of them were like, "You stole my best friend." Like that's how close we got with these guys. And now, out of all 5 of those guys, I only talk to Jontez, right, primarily.
Damn.
And it's like that shit happens, but I'm glad that for others, I made it.
Yeah. Wow. Really, for me, my main group was really me, fucking Chris, and Ethan. And
Okay.
Stanley, of course.
Yeah.
And I still talk to all of them. But I don't talk to them as much as I used to. But I still talk to them. I low key feel like this group, what it is, can stand to be what it is for a while.
And stand
longer,
the test of time.
right? Like, you know, maybe we don't all talk all the time,
Yeah.
you know, but sometimes I'm like, "Hey, yo, Phantom, you wanna just chill, dog?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Ethan, you want to go grab a beer at the bar? You know, one day.
How?
I don't think you will ever ask that, man.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Well, not me personally, but
Just-
if I'm invited.
Could.
Exactly, you
You
know.
know what? It will. You know what? This is gonna last a really long time. You don't know why? It's because I'm here and I wasn't here before.
The glue that holds everything together.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
you
You know,
know.
we appreciate
All
it.
me, baby.
That's another thing that the podcast will be cool for is it's a good opportunity to talk to those guys I don't talk to as much. Like, I really want to catch up with some of those guys, like more so than I have, especially Stanley, because like I said, Stanley, I kind of feel bad because Stanley, you know, was like, "You're my best friend," and he was like that all the way up until like 8th grade. Then he moved, and then by the time he came back, you know, I was much closer to Jontez, and I pretty much had stopped talking to him. And I kind of feel bad, and I'd like to catch up with him because he still, after he came back, he's like, "You want to hang out? You want to do something?" And I'm just like, "No." And it's not even because of him, just because I just didn't like going out and doing shit.
Right. I also don't like.
So I
that
feel like,
That shit just happens, though.
because like if we're all sitting down talking and I catch up with Stanley, I'm like, you know, I never gave you the chance before, but now that I have, you're interesting. I want to be your friend again. Now let's go hang out. Let's go do this thing. I feel like this is the perfect opportunity for that.
This is amazing for not only business standpoint, but I feel like this podcast will solidify what we have. You feel me? You know, like we have an excuse now. Like, yeah, we gotta hang out. You feel me? We gotta do the podcast Thursday. You feel me? It just has to happen. You know. So I'm really, bro. I'm so excited for this.
I know.
And I want it to be perfect.
Now watch this backfires. Cut to us. What do you mean? What do you mean she betrayed Luffy? What? And then we just never talk to each other again. I'm sorry. You know that honestly, that's I think a good point to stop it. Anyways,
you know you're right.
It's been well over an hour.